Thursday, July 10th, almost Friday. Welcome into another episode of Daily Dingers brought to you by Better and Green. Nice 2-1 bounce back day yesterday for us, but 4-1 if you include the extra games given out. The extra games we cashed on Kansas City, Pittsburgh, first half under. We cashed on the White Sox plus 1.5 runs. And then the official plays, we cashed Arizona money line plus 120. Angels money line even odds. We did lose on the Cubs money line minus 105, and I'm kicking myself because the Cubs was my only play yesterday. Really wish I would have played the White Sox. That was my initial favorite play, and then I kind of talked myself more into liking the Cubs. Stayed off the Sox, so 0-1 for me, even though we did go 4-1 on the show. So a little bit frustrated coming into today, but we're gonna have to find a way to navigate heading into the All-Star break. Wanted to point out we did get a comment yesterday from Harrison Schaefer on the show. Said he was new to the program, wanted me to talk about the Tigers. So thank you, Harrison. Threw on the Tigers hat today. Appreciate the comment. Appreciate you tuning in. No Tigers game today, but I definitely will talk about the Tigers-Mariners game tomorrow as we head into that series over the weekend. So be sure to tune in tomorrow for a little Tigers breakdown. Thank you again, Harrison. Really appreciate it. Guys, still 5 subs away from 1,000, so appreciate all 995 of you who have subbed. Please tell your friends. We're so close to that next big milestone, so really appreciate every sub we can get moving forward. As always, takes that long to like the video. Let's try to get 10 likes on this video. Would really appreciate that, guys. Takes no time whatsoever to hit that like button, so please do that for me today. And we'll keep giving out some picks here, and then as always, love the comments the last couple days, so please drop me a comment below, and we'll be sure to answer those and get to those in future videos. So 3 plays today. Let's get right into it here. First play up, 7:10 Eastern start time. Tampa Bay Rays heading to Boston, or should I say shipping up to Boston, to face the Red Sox here. Tampa right around pick'em price, minus 110 both ways. I'm looking to play the Rays on the money line here. I like the spot. And we're going to start with the pitchers. Taj Bradley going for the Rays. Walker Buehler going for the Red Sox here. And I just always look to fade Buehler every time he pitches. I think you have to pay a premium for his name. We've talked about this with a few guys. Verlander, Scherzer, Kershaw, even though he's kind of having a resurgent year. DeGrom, even though he's not quite there yet. But he will be, certainly. Guys that you just have to pay a little bit more for their legacy and what they've been, even though they're not quite where they used to be. So Buehler definitely fits that mold for me. I don't fade him every time he plays, but I definitely don't back him ever when he's on the mound. So I like the spot for the Rays. They are on their 7th straight road game here, first of a 4-game series in Boston. Just 2-4 on that trip. Took 1 out of 2 against the Twins, 1 out of 2 against the Tigers. But they did win yesterday to salvage that series against Detroit. Now I think there's a lot of urgency for the Rays coming into this game. Pick up 2 or 3 wins against Boston, have a relatively okay road trip heading into the break. Meanwhile, Boston off back-to-back sweeps, 6-game win streak, but that was over Washington and Colorado, to be expected. I think they could just be coming in here Thursday night, not super excited about facing Tampa Bay in this spot potentially. I think over the weekend they could be more of a look on to play, but like the spot for Tampa, like fading Walker Buehler at a nice price. Give me the Rays on the money line for play number 1. Play 2 is going to be 7:40 Eastern start time. The Cleveland Guardians head to Chicago to face the White Sox. White Sox plus 110, home underdogs, minus 130 back on the Guardians. And I'm looking to play on the White Sox here. I think it's a good spot for them. Cleveland coming in could be a little overconfident, just swept the Astros on the road. They broke what I believe was a 10-game losing streak, and then pick up a sweep on the road against Houston, one of the best teams in baseball currently. So I think they have to be feeling pretty good coming in, now face the lowly White Sox here. Meanwhile, Chicago just ended the win streak for the Blue Jays that sat at 11 games. They got the 2-1 win yesterday, so a little bit of confidence for them. 4 games left against Cleveland Guardian, division rival here. Before the break, I think betting on the White Sox in this series is going to make you some money. You're going to get a plus price at least 3 of 4 games, if not all 4. I think they split this series. at worst. So I think it's a good spot for the Sox. I think they have some confidence. I'm looking to bet on some of the bad teams over the weekend before the break. White Sox obviously qualify as a bad team here. Plus 110. Give me the White Sox on the money line. And our final play, 7:45 Eastern start time, the Washington Nationals in the rubber match against St. Louis. The Cardinals minus 140 home favorites, plus 120 on the Nats. I like the Nats at the plus 120 price. I think it's a really good price on a game that I think they're a little more focused on. I think they have a slight pitching edge. It is Mike Soroka for Washington, Miles Mikolas going for St. Louis here. I do prefer the Soroka side. Nationals, a lot of lefties in that lineup going against a right-handed starter who has a 5.26 ERA, a 1.34 WHIP. Not a great year for Mikolas, and I do think the Nationals could get some runs on the board. I don't hate looking at the over 3.5 team total. It is minus 140 though, so I would just prefer the plus price on the Nats. Or potentially a plus 115 over 4.5 runs would be a way to look as well. But I do think the Nationals get the win here. I think the Nats could string together a few wins before the break, kind of go in with some momentum and see what they can do in the second half of the season here. They're not going to make a ton of noise, but maybe at least get out of the cellar of the MLB, if you will. And like I said, I'm kind of just looking to bet on bad teams right now. Nats qualify as a bad team. I think the spot's there. I think the urgency is there. So Nationals with a good price tag against a right-handed pitcher. I like the Nats plus 120 in this game. So, guys, that's going to wrap it. Quick recap here. We like Tampa Bay money line minus 110. We like the Chicago White Sox money line plus 110, and then the Washington Nationals money line plus 120. Thanks as always, guys, for watching. Quick note here: 1 day left to pre-order our Better and Green Fantasy Football Draft Guide for 50% off. If you want the winning edge in your fantasy football league, especially if you play for money, you need to get the draft guide. So head over to bettergreen.com. Just $10. Just $10. So, go play Tampa Bay. Throw $11 on Tampa. Win the 10. Go reinvest it into the Better and Green draft guide. Get the winning edge over your league. It's a no-brainer for $10. So just 1 day left to save that $10. After it is released on Friday, it will become $20 full price. So if you do play fantasy football, go check that out. Guys, let's have a profitable night. One more show for the week, and then it's All-Star break. So going to be a bit of a different week next week, but we'll still have some videos for All-Star game and Home Run Derby. Thanks as always for watching, guys. Again, hit that like button, leave me a comment, please sub if you haven't, tell your friends, and we will see you in tomorrow's episode. Thanks for watching.